very much to Chris Gale and Jane Morgan for arranging the event, to your respective teams. We're very happy to be here to showcase our new acquisition in Brazil. So most of you probably know St. George as an explorer in WA for lithium and nickel. We wanted to find another project to add to our portfolio, one that didn't have the commodity risk that nickel and lithium have, one that had next to no exploration risk, and one that had safe jurisdiction. We found that with the Araxa Project, the high-grade niobium-REE project in Minas Gerais. Got this one. Pass that over. So this project has a lot of strengths. Firstly, it's located in Brazil, it's located in Minas Gerais, and it's located next door to CBMM, which, as JP noticed before, produces more than 80% of the world's niobium. It's got a lot of historical drilling here, which has got proven mineralisation. So there is already, we believe, economic volume of high-grade mineralisation here. We need to get on the ground and do some more drilling and prove the rest of it up. But there is minimal exploration risk. It's already an economic resource here. The mineralisation is in the near surface. It starts from surface, so you'll see a section in a minute. And we've drilled it down to about 50 metres. There are head-to-drill intercepts down about 150 metres, so it does extend to depth. And the next door neighbours at CBMM have drilled down to 800 metres and are still finding high-grade niobium. Niobium and rare earths, of course, are critical metals in great demand. And again, one of the greatest strengths is an established mining district. So CBMM has been here for 50 years producing niobium products and trucking them away. The pathway to expediting development is very good. One of the great strengths that we've added since we've acquired the project is our leadership team. So very proud to say we've got a very strong in-country team. Tiago Amaral, who is here today, you can have a chat with him. And together with Adriano Rios, they're both from CBMM. They have over 40 years combined experience at CBMM across licensing, across ESG, across mining and metallurgy. So it's like we've been there for many years getting those two guys on board. We're very, very lucky. We've also added Adolfo Saxida as an advisor to the board. He's the ex-Minister of Mines for Brazil, was in that role in 2022. It gives us a lot of connections and good introductions in Brazil. And locally, we've got Cauê Paul Arajo, who many of you know from his consulting roles, but also his MD roles for ASX-listed companies. And Wanderlei Basso is our Brazilian geologist, also based in Perth. So this is a great team, adds a lot of value. I know most of you, when you look at investing in a company, probably look at the management team to begin with. Well, there it is. We think we've got a first-rate Brazilian management team. So the Barreiro carbonatite is where the deposit is located. You can see CBMM's giant operation just here. This is Mosaic's phosphate operation, and the red area at the top is the project we're acquiring. They're the tenements we're acquiring. The intense red area is where there's already been some close space drilling. That's where there's already, we know, a very good resource. The rest of the tenements really only been drilled out to about 10%. So that gives us a great exploration opportunity to expand the mineralisation. This is hard rock mineralisation, so it's hard rock niobium, hard rock rare earths. This is a section of the niobium intersection, so it's probably a bit difficult to see, although it is quite big. So you can probably see some fantastic hits, like 43 metres at 1.5% niobium, 33 metres at 2%. Lots of good high-grade hits from surface. And the deepest hole you can see over here, 155 metres, you're still getting 2 metres at 2.3% niobium. It's a weathered blanket at the top. It goes to about 50, 80 metres. That's where the enriched material is, but it does continue into the fresh rock. This is the rare earths cross-section, so this is also quite impressive. You can see drill hits from surface again, 60 metres at 11% TREO. 45 metres at 14.4% TREO. So these are also, we believe, world-class intercepts, comparable to, say, the Mount Weld deposit in Western Australia, Lynas' deposit. Very comparable in terms of the grades and the value. Niobium, there's three major producers. Again, as JP noted, Brazil is #1 with CBMM and also the China Moly mine, the CMOC mine. and niobium is up in Canada. Only 3 producers. This is one of the reasons why we like niobium. It's supply constrained. So it's got a very stable history of pricing. You're not going to get that volatility you do with nickel and lithium. Very nice commodity to have. It's highly rated by the US and the European critical metals units. And these transactions on this side show you what people are prepared to pay to get into the niobium business. So CBMM has sold off 15% equity in its company back in 2011, 1.8 billion US to the Japanese and 1.9 billion US to a Chinese steel consortium. That's 2011 numbers, so you can imagine the numbers today are much, much bigger than that. And also, the China Mali transaction was 1.5 billion in 2016. So you don't have to be as big as CBMM. We will never be as big as CBMM, but if you're 10% or 15% the size of CBMM, you can start thinking that your project could be in that kind of valuation range. We're already advancing the project. We've got 2 mining concessions and 1 exploration permit. We're already engaging with government. You've seen a couple of the other companies here announce that they've got a memorandum of understanding with Invest Minas. If all goes well, we'll have one of those very, very soon as well. So we're very confident we'll progress our licensing along the pathway to production. Resource modelling, there's enough drilling already to come out with a JORC resource, but we want to do a little bit of our own drilling, and hopefully first half of next year we'll have a JORC compliant resource out there. There is a pilot plant already. The previous owners did a little bit of work. It's been disassembled, but our plan is to reassemble it, do some studies using the pilot plant and produce some sample products to give to end users. They're very keen to talk to us and potentially get a new supplier of these kind of products. We're already talking to those kind of people, Japanese steel mills, Chinese steel mills in particular, very keen to get another source of supply. So we'll progress those discussions. And the development studies, we've already started planning for those. Obviously haven't started those because we're not on the ground yet, but we'll use new samples and new studies to progress those studies. That's basically the presentation, so very quick from me. Some of you might have noticed that we're in trading hold at the moment. Sometimes cross-border transactions take a little bit longer to complete, so we're just fine-tuning the arrangements to finalise the acquisition. That should be hopefully announced next week. Everything's on track, and we're very excited to be coming into Brazil for a new era of St. George mining. Thank you.